Welcome to another episode of Reddit on Reddit, where we go over all the steamy hot takes when it comes to Turo. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit controversial because we're going to talk about scams on Turo. And this is something that everyone feels really passionate about, and the stories are absolutely wild. Now, if you're a host on the platform, you get pretty heated when Turo denies claims or doesn't pay up on cleaning fees, and you feel like you're being scammed out of money that is rightfully owed to you. And if you are a renter on the platform, you run into certain incidents and certain hosts where you feel like they're trying to scam you out of some money and nickel and dime you for every little thing that may go against Turo's terms of service. So I'm going to go over some crazy Reddit posts that I saw this past week. We're going to break each one down and take a look at some of the scams that are taking place on Turo. Now, before I get into these steamy hot takes, make sure you hit that subscribe button for weekly Turo hot takes with yours truly. So let's get into it. So there was a post made by a Reddit user called a Silver Willow, and it was titled, "Beware of hosts who ask you to pay a deposit outside of Turo. This is a red flag." And it's absolutely insane because there were screenshots posted, as you guys can see here. And the screenshots show the host saying, "You'll be charged for a fully refundable deposit of $350 for a security deposit, which will fully refunded immediately after the trip ends without incident." Clearly, they don't know good grammar. "Security deposits are to be paid as soon as you book the car with us. Security deposits are to be paid directly through Zelle, PayPal, Apple Pay, Chime, or Cash App. How are you making your payments, sir? Everything okay?" I mean, this has literally red flags written all over it, and I'm just shocked that things like this are even going on. And clearly, there are people out there who are finding opportunities on the Turo platform to definitely grab a little extra cash from, some vulnerable renters out there who might not be so familiar. Now, of course, just the pure language of this post gives it away that there is something definitely with this. No one really talks like that to begin with. And for any renters out there, if you ever rent on Turo, you are never, never, never supposed to pay for any part of the transaction outside of the Turo platform. So it's an absolute red flag. A host should not be asking you for deposits, and you shouldn't be sending any money through any third-party service. Now, it gets worse. There are so many versions of this. Another Reddit user posted another screenshot from a Turo rental that they had by a host named Albert, who was supposedly renting out a Ford Bronco Sport. And the renter got this message: "Hello, this is admin from Turo. We have verified your booking. Kindly send payment to the Zelle information provided below." And then there is a Yahoo email there. Now, again, a support agent would never send a message like that or ask for payment, let alone to a Yahoo email address. I mean, I'm just shocked at some of these posts that are out there, and I would love to know what you guys think. So as I go through these scenarios, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you guys are seeing out there. But this continues on. As I dug even further through the Reddit threads and kind of was looking at why is this happening, how often is it happening, I found an amazing post that was made by Reddit user Manchester U. And this user posted, "What's up with all of these fake profiles?" And as you can see here, there's a bunch of screenshots of fake Turo profiles that are kind of hard to identify that they are fake to begin with. But you can see they are all very recently established, which, isn't unusual because it could be a new host onto a platform listing a new car, but they are definitely suspicious. And it seems like what's happening is that people are listing cars on the platform, and when they get those bookings, then they will ask for a cash deposit and then usually end up canceling a trip because that car probably doesn't really exist and they're not actually looking to rent out a car, but really trying to just grab that cash deposit before your trip ends. And from these fake profiles, people are receiving messages again like this one: "Thanks for booking a ride with us. Hope you have go through our guidelines again with the bad grammar. You'll be charged a fully refundable deposit of $500 for security deposit. It will be refunded immediately after the trip ends without incident. Security deposit payment are to be paid through any of the select app below: Zelle, Cash App, Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, and Interac e-transfer, which I've never heard of. Note, all payment for security deposit are paid directly to us as soon as you book a ride. Age requirement: you must be at least 18 years old to book this car. Hi, sir. So I guess one dead giveaway is when someone acknowledges you as hi, sir, because they should know your name if you're on the app, but it is crazy. So after reading through some of the comments on these Reddit threads, I did see that people are reporting these accounts. So the good news is that renters are definitely kind of catching on to this, and they know that it's not super normal, but there are definitely people who have gotten caught up in this and have paid that cash deposit, leaving renters having a bad experience on Turo. And it's crazy because apparently from what I read, these profiles are popping up more and more each day. Turo is doing their best to take them down, but of course that's only if they get caught. Now, what's interesting about listing a car on Turo is typically when you list that first car, Turo does do an orientation call with you before it can actually be live and active on the platform and receive bookings. So that means these scammers are going as far as doing these orientation cars, getting their listings up and running, and then proceeding with this scam, which is just, it's crazy, right? So these days you just have to really be careful and watch out what's going on. Now, if you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit that like button, and let's get on to some of the other juicy stories that are taking place on the Turo platform and in the Reddit forums. All right, so people creating fake profiles and trying to scam you out of a cash deposit doesn't seem like the only scam that's going on Turo. It looks like there are actually some real hosts who are trying to nickel and dime their guests on the side outside of their Turo rentals, and a lot of people are falling for it. So let's take a look at this post that was made by a user by the name of Queen of Arts, and they posted, "New Turo users should be aware of what I experienced trying to rent a car." Okay, this is crazy, you guys. So the post says, "I get it. Turo provides everyday car owners with an opportunity to make some money by renting out their cars. If you're new to using Turo, you should be aware of not all costs are provided in a rental posting. I put in my request to rent a car. A few minutes later, the owner texted me to set up a call. On the call, the guy was trying to upsell me for wear and tear costs per mile, even though the car was listed with unlimited mileage. Basically, I was to pay the total fee on Turo and then pay the upsell fee via Cash App. This was a huge turnoff for me. So if you're new to Turo, just be prepared to not get the absolute final cost for your rental." Now, the thing that is such a bummer with this story is that it looks like this renter fell for kind of that upsell that Turo host was providing this renter, which you should know that, there is no such thing. You shouldn't be paying anything out of pocket outside of the reservation. And it's crazy that people are becoming so clever with their upsells for wear and tear warranty on a cost per mile. I mean, I've never heard of anything like it. So when I read this stuff, it's just so surprising to me that people would go to such lengths to kind of rip off other people. And listen, if you feel like you feel the need to add on these additional things so that you can make a little bit of money, then you really have to consider that Turo might not be the right platform for you if you feel like you're not making enough money based off of the system that they have. And that very well may be the case, because yes, we know Turo's fees are pretty significant. They're not mild from the cut that they take from us as hosts, plus the trip fees that they add on to that. And a lot of hosts don't like that. They frown upon that. And so they feel like, okay, well, Turo's gonna take a massive cut out of my earnings, plus charge the guests all these additional fees on top of that. Then you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I can to nickel and dime my guests as well. But it's kind of just not the right type of behavior to have. And you're probably involved in the wrong business if you feel like you have to do that in order to find your margins or to make enough money. And you probably shouldn't be on the platform. And it's a real bummer for renters who have experienced stuff like this, because then they don't come back to the platform. So I just can't believe that people are doing that. And some people have commented, oh, well, maybe these people are commercial hosts. But the reality is that Turo has already basically sunsetted their commercial host program, and that's really no longer a thing. So, you know, it's a bummer because it just kind of puts a bad rap on the Turo platform and people having to pay extra money and have these bad experiences. And, you know, shame on the host for doing that. Naughty behavior for sure. So comment below and let me know what's going on. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys the craziest video that I saw posted on Reddit as I was doing research, and this person found the most clever way to get dirt and sand out of their car, unlike anything I've ever seen. So I'm going to show you guys that video right at the end of this video. But another really great question came up on Reddit, and I think it's one that we should definitely address because this does happen. And what do you do in a situation like this? So Reddit user Danny Ashtray posted, woke up to this, what would you do? 120 plus miles per hour seems excessive. Just had my brakes replaced too. And then this user posted screenshots of all these speed alerts that they were getting from their VW that is listed on the platform. You know, speeds exceeding 80 miles per hour, 106 miles per hour, 120 miles per hour, which is absolutely insane. And then if you even look at the times when this is happening, you know, 4 in the morning, you know, absolutely nothing good could be going on at a time like that. And in fact, I was really surprised because I didn't even know a VW, I think it's called a Taos, could even go that fast. I know it's turbocharged, it's a little 1.5 liter car, but that is impressive. So what do you do in a situation to where you know your renter is being reckless in your vehicle? Now, of course, as hosts, we can't really control what goes on when the car is not in our possession. And I have had instances like this happen many times to me, especially with my Corvettes. So the best thing to do in scenarios like this is to just send a really friendly and polite message through the trip reservation, just saying, hey, you know, I am getting these speed alerts. You want to make sure that, you know, you are driving well within the speed limits, and I'm reaching out to you because I just want to make sure that you stay safe and, you know, of course, take care of the car as well. And other than that, that's pretty much all you can do. And you want to make sure that you document it as well, that you have the screenshots of those speed alerts and you upload them to your reservation, because if the car does come back with worn out tires, burned out tires, and things like that, which has happened to me, then that way you can file for the damage claim and you have some supporting evidence. So things like this do happen. You do get reckless drivers that will, you know, for whatever reason, choose your car and to do really irresponsible things like this. But all you can really do is give them a warning and really hope for the best and then deal with it when the car comes back. And of course, in a scenario like that, you want to make sure you leave a negative review. That is extremely important. Okay, going down this rabbit hole of Reddit threads. This one was so crazy. This was posted by Reddit user Amora17, and I've never seen anything like it. So the Reddit user posted, guest had car parked on the street and the guest came back to it damaged. What should I do as a host? Now, if you look at the photo from this post, it looks insane. It literally, after looking at it for a really long time, all I could think of is that it looks like somebody literally took an axe to the body of the car and has left just a massive gash in it. I haven't seen a damage like this ever happen. I mean, it is so wild. But what does happen when, you know, a guest says, hey, it was just parked, I came back and it was damaged? Now, as a host, the only thing you can do is go ahead and file a claim with your host protection plan. And the way Turo handles it with the guest, that is on them. Now, technically, the guest is responsible because the vehicle was in the possession of the guest. And if there was no third party involved, or at least on scene, or any insurance information for them, then Turo will go after the guest for those damages. And of course, in situations like this, you kind of just never really know what the truth of the matter is or what actually happened. But the good news is for you as a host, this is not something that you have to worry about. So this is kind of the latest and greatest on Reddit when it comes to Turo. I love looking at these stories and kind of taking a look at what we can all learn from it and what we should do better as hosts and what we can do better for our renters as well, and really what to watch out for. I mean, it's a wild world out there as we head into a recession. You know, it seems like people can get really desperate to make a couple of extra quick bucks, but you want to make sure that you protect yourselves from that. Now, as promised, I want to share this really cool video with how to get dirt and sand out of your car, especially if you host near the beach cities. We all know that getting sand out of your vehicle is an absolute pain. But before I show you that video, if you like this video so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can kind of subscribe to the weekly videos that I put out on all things Turo. Now, Reddit user Cool Wayne Jr. posted, "Why didn't I think of this? I'm in Hawaii with at least a little bit of sand after every rental, and look at this crazy video." Oh my God, this is genius. So it looks like they're using a massage gun to kind of vibrate the floor of the car and the carpet to really get that sand out. This is so good. Oh my God. That is genius. Now, if any of you guys have ever had sand in your car, you know how hard it is to get out. So wanted to share this little creative way of cleaning your car that I came across. I thought it was absolutely genius. I look forward to talking to you guys down in the comments section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Reddit on Reddit, and I will catch you guys down below.